So, good morning to all. Let us start today's lecture. So, I welcome you all in this lecture. So, in previous lecture, we have studied the point about the filtration. In that, we studied the two types of filtration. One is slow sand filter, and second one rapid sand filter. And we have studied the mechanism of working of that filter. What are the different modes that takes parts in the filtration? And then we saw the comparison between slow sand filter and rapid sand filter in the previous lecture. Different types of filter media, then classification of filters, slow sand filter, then in rapid sand filter, pressure filter and gravity filter, and the working of that, then backwashing of the filter, how it is backwashed, then troubles, what are the troubles that occurs in the filters that I have seen. And then comparison. So these are the points that we have covered in the previous lecture. Today we are going to see the next point, that is disinfection. Okay. So what is disinfection? Can anyone tell me what is disinfection? Yes. ट्रांसलेट है क्या मैडम? बरोबर. So disinfection is nothing but it is the killing of the microorganisms which are present in water, particularly pathogenic organisms which are harmful for the human beings. We need to kill them. If we don't kill the pathogens present in the water, they are going to create the problem to the human health. And even after doing different kinds of treatment on the water, like screening is there, then sedimentation is there, then sedimentation with coagulation is there, filtration is there. So some amount of microorganisms, they will remain there in the water without being killed or removed. So such pathogenic organisms, microorganisms, they will create the health problem to the human beings which who consumes that water. So it is necessary to kill that pathogenic pathogens present in the water, and that process of killing the bacteria's other kind of microorganisms which are harmful to the human beings, that process is called as the disinfection. Okay. So what are the various methods of disinfection that are applied or used in the water treatment plant? So that we will see. The various methods of disinfection can be broadly classified under two heads: physical methods and chemical methods. दोन पद्धतीने आपण त्या ठिकाणी त्यांना क्लासिफाय करू शकतो. एक आहे फिजिकल मेथड आणि दुसरी आहे केमिकल मेथड. व्हॉट कम अंडर द फिजिकल मेथड्स? फिजिकल मेथड मध्ये काय काय त्या ठिकाणी? डिसइन्फेक्शन बाय द हीट. ओके, पाण्याला पण हीट करायचं आणि हीट करून त्या ठिकाणी मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम्स मारायचे. पर्टिक्युलरली वी बॉईल द वॉटर. सो दिस इज द ओल्ड एज मेथड. पावसाळ्यामध्ये जर आपले पाणी गढूळ असेल, आपल्याकडे कुठलंही केमिकल नसेल किंवा दुसरी प्रोसेस आपण करू शकत नसेल, सो द बेस्ट वे इज टू बॉईल द वॉटर. So heating the water up to 100 degrees Celsius, it will kill all kinds of microorganisms which are present in water. Okay, nearly all kinds of pathogens will get destroyed or killed by boiling the water up to 100 degrees Celsius. Then disinfection by the light. Okay, sunlight is the natural disinfectant. Sunlight, it consists of the UV radiation, ultraviolet radiations, So that ultraviolet radiations, this will kill the microorganisms which are present in water. If you keep the water under sunlight, so up to certain extent, some microorganisms they will get killed by the sunlight. Then second thing is irradiation by the ultraviolet rays. Means artificially we can provide the UV radiation, ultraviolet radiations for killing the microorganisms. So that is also another way of doing disinfection, which come under the physical methods. So next is the chemical methods of disinfection. In this, the first one is the oxidizing chemicals. There are different kinds of chemicals which can be used for the disinfection purpose. So this broadly can be classified in 4 categories which are present over here. First one is the oxidizing chemicals, then comes the metal ions, then alkalis and acids, and surface active chemicals. So we can use one of these methods or the chemicals for the disinfection, which come under the chemical method of disinfection. In oxidizing chemical, again, we have the different chemicals like halogens. You might have learned this in the chemistry. In periodic table, we have the different, one group is there. Okay, these are the horizontals are the periods and verticals are the groups. Out of that, one group is there which are called as the halogens, and which contains the gases, halogen gases, or very active gases. These are, and what are that gases? These are the chlorine, bromine, iodine. These are the gases come under that halogens, and these are very reactive in nature. Okay, so if we use these halogens, then it can be, these are the oxidizing agent. Yes. Is there any problem? Okay. Next oxidizing agent is the ozone. Ozone is nothing but O3, right? So this is another oxidizing agent. Then other oxidants such as potassium permanganate, then hydrogen peroxide, H2O2. Hydrogen peroxide is nothing but it is H2O2. One more additional oxygen if we attach to the chemical formula of water, H2O. So then it becomes H2O2. So it is oxidizing agent. Then metal ions like silver, copper ions, these are also oxidizing agent. Then alkalis and acids. So again here, alkalis and acids, these are also highly active and oxidizing agents. So this also kills the microorganisms which are present in water. And then next come the surface active chemicals. So out of these different chemicals, oxidizing chemicals, then metal ions, alkalis, surface active chemicals, the most familiar or the popular chemical is the chlorine, and this is most widely used for the disinfection purpose in the drinking water, okay, or the water treatment plant. And the process of application of this chlorine in various forms to kill the pathogens, that process is called as the chlorination. So let us see in details what is chlorination. This is in our syllabus, chlorination part. Chlorine in various forms is invariably and almost universally used for disinfecting public water supplies. Why it is this much popular or universally accepted or used? It is cheap in, okay, cost is very low. Then it is reliable and easy to handle. Then it is easily measurable, okay, and capable of providing residual disinfecting effect. Okay, residual disinfecting effect means what? Even after application of the chlorine in water, the chlorine oxidizing effect of this chlorine, it will remain there for certain period of time. Okay, डिसइन्फेक्शन आपण जे केमिकल क्लोरीन टाकतो पाण्यामध्ये ते टाकल्यानंतर काही नंतर ट्रीटमेंट केल्यानंतरही बऱ्याच वेळ ते क्लोरीन जे आहे त्याची ऑक्सिडायझिंग प्रॉपर्टी जी आहे ते पाण्यामध्ये त्या ठिकाणी तशीच राहते. त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं, what will happen because of that? When water goes through the distribution network मधून ज्यावेळेस पाणी जातं ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट पासून पुढं, ओके, मग त्यावेळेस काय होतं, देर इज अ पॉसिबिलिटी और देर आर चान्सेस दॅट वॉटर विल अगेन गेट कंटॅमिनेटेड बिकॉज ऑफ सम ऑफ द लिकेज. ओके, हे डिस्ट्रीब्युशन नेटवर्क जे आहेत ते काही ठिकाणी वॉल्स जे आहेत त्यात थोडे लीक असतात, तर मग त्यामध्ये पावसाचं पाणी वगैरे जे खाली आहे ते त्या पाण्यामध्ये किंवा जे डिस्ट्रीब्युशन पाईप्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये पाणी जाऊ शकतं, किंवा जॉईंट्समधून एखाद्या वेळेस कंटॅमिनेशन पाण्याचं होऊ शकतं. So there are chances that some of the microorganisms or pathogenic organisms may enter inside the treated water, right? And this will create the problem to the human health. So मग याच्यामुळे काय होईल, what will happen because of this residual effect of the chlorine, disinfecting effect? Already पाण्यामध्ये there is a chlorine present in the water, and because of this power of the oxidizing power of this chemical present in the water, the microorganisms which will enter inside this distribution network, okay, meanwhile it is going toward the consumer's tap, so that microorganisms are also going to get killed. Are you getting my point? म्हणजे हे ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट नंतर जे आपलं डिस्ट्रीब्युशन नेटवर्क आहे त्याच्यामध्येही जर त्या ठिकाणी काही मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आतमध्ये एंटर केले असतील बिकॉज ऑफ सम लिकेज प्रॉब्लेम्स ऑर समवेअर, ओके, तरी ते पाणी त्या ठिकाणी ऑक्सिडायझिंग एजंट पाण्यामध्ये प्रेझेंट असल्यामुळं किंवा हे क्लोरीन प्रेझेंट असल्यामुळं काय होईल, ते पॅथोजेनिक ऑर्गॅनिझम दे विल गेट किल्ड बिकॉज ऑफ दिस ऑक्सिडायझिंग एजंट. Okay, so that because of that this chlorine is widely used and it is popularly known. Okay, and it provides generally the complete protection to the human being. Then how it works, how this chlorine or chlorination process it works, so that we will see now. Disinfecting action of the chlorine. Okay, how it disinfect the water from the pathogens. Okay, when we add the chlorine in the water, so there will be a formation of a chemical reaction which will takes place there. Okay, and what happens in that chemical reactions, that we will see now. When we add the chlorine in the water, it will form a hypochlorous acid by the reaction. Okay, you can see here, this is the chlorine molecule Cl2, right? In the outermost orbit of this chlorine atom, okay, there is a vacancy of one chlorine, and here when two chlorine atoms comes close together, they are going to impart one common electrons to make that orbit stable. Okay, so it is in the form of chlorine gas, like H2 gas is there. So chlorine gas is formula for the chlorine gas is Cl2. Okay, so this Cl2, that is chlorine molecule plus water molecule, they will react with each other, and they will form hypochlorous acid. ओके, त्याच्यामुळे काय होतं, त्या ठिकाणी हायपोक्लोरस ऍसिड त्या ठिकाणी तयार होतं. जर पाण्याची pH ही इफ इट इज ग्रेटर दॅन द 5, then this reaction is going to takes place. Hypochlorous acid is going to form HOCl, and this is the HCl, hydrochloric acid. So this hypochlorous acid, it is very unstable in nature. Okay, and again it will break into the hydrogen ion and hypochlorite ion depending upon the pH of the water. See here, this is the hypochlorous acid. If the pH of the water is greater than 8, then it will split into hydrogen ion, H plus ion, and OCl negative ion. And if the pH of the water is less than the 7, then again this ion will be again convert into this hypochlorous acid. Now here, whatever we are saying, this H positive ion and now here this OCl negative is nothing but it is hypochlorite ion. This is hypochlorous acid, and this is hypochlorite ion. This is very oxidizing in nature. This particular ion, this is also oxidizing in nature, and because of that, what will happen? This particular molecule, it will oxidize the microorganisms which are present in water. Okay, जे पॅथोजेन्स आहेत किंवा मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स आहेत त्यांची जी आउटर सेल आहे, मेम्ब्रेन आहे, त्याचं जे कवरिंग असतं त्याला ते डॅमेज करतं. ओके, दिस विल डॅमेज टू दिस आउटर लेअर ऑफ द मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स, and because of that this will become inactive or they will get killed. Okay, so this is the uh, basic principle behind the uh, chlorination. Okay, everyone got this point? So now we will see chlorine demand. What is chlorine demand? This point we will see. See, chlorine and chlorine compounds, by virtue of their oxidizing power, they first react with the organic contents, organic as well as inorganic impurities present in water. ज्यावेळेस आपण ते क्लोरीन पाण्यामध्ये ऍड करतो त्यावेळेस काय होतं, दे आर ऑक्सिडायझिंग इन नेचर, आणि त्याच्यामुळं जे पाण्यामध्ये मायक्रो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स पण आहेत, त्या पाण्यामध्ये ऑर्गॅनिक इम्प्युरिटीज आहेत, इनऑर्गॅनिक इम्प्युरिटीज आहेत. ओके, so when we add the chlorine inside water, it is not only going to react to that microorganisms, but also that chlorine is going to react with the organic as well as inorganic impurities present in the water. So some of the chlorine present that we have added, it is going to get consumed to oxidize the impurities which are present in the water. ओके, त्यामुळे काय होतं, काही क्लोरीनचा जो अमाऊंट आहे किंवा जे पर्सेंटेज आहे ते इनऑर्गॅनिक आणि ऑर्गॅनिक जे इम्प्युरिटीज पाण्यामध्ये प्रेझेंट आहेत त्यांचं ऑक्सिडायझेशन करण्यासाठी त्या ठिकाणी वापरलं जाऊ शकतं, वापरलं जातं बिफोर डुईंग ऑफ एनी काइंड ऑफ डिसइन्फेक्शन. ओके, डिसइन्फेक्शन ॲक्शन होण्याच्या अगोदर काही क्लोरीन हा त्या ठिकाणी हे ऑर्गॅनिक आणि इनऑर्गॅनिक इम्प्युरिटीजचं ऑक्सिडेशन करण्यासाठी त्या ठिकाणी वापरला जातो. आणि तो जो वापर आहे किंवा तो जो अमाऊंट आहे, दॅट अमाऊंट इज कॉल्ड ॲज द क्लोरीन डिमांड ऑफ द वॉटर. त्या अमाऊंटला काय म्हणतो आपण, क्लोरीन डिमांड ऑफ द वॉटर. म्हणजे आपण क्लोरीन थोड्या प्रमाणामध्ये ऍड केलं पाण्यामध्ये, आणि इफ दॅट अमाऊंट ऑफ क्लोरीन इफ इट इज लेस दॅन द क्लोरीन डिमांड, क्लोरीन डिमांडपेक्षा जर कमी आपण त्या ठिकाणी पाण्यामध्ये क्लोरीन ऍड केलं, देन दॅट डिसइन्फेक्शन ऍक्शन ऑफ द क्लोरीन इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू ऑकर देअर. ती त्या ठिकाणी होणार नाही. ओके, का होणार नाही? कारण that chlorine which we have added inside the water which is less than the chlorine demand, तो जो क्लोरीन आहे that chlorine is going to get utilized to oxidize the organic or inorganic impurities present in the water. जे पाण्यामध्ये प्रेझेंट असलेले ऑर्गॅनिक किंवा इनऑर्गॅनिक इम्प्युरिटीज आहेत त्याचं ऑक्सिडेशन करण्यामध्येच तो क्लोरीन त्या ठिकाणी वापरला जाईल, आणि पॅथोजन जे आहेत हे पॅथोजन त्या ठिकाणी पूर्णपणे नष्ट नाही होणार. ओके, दे विल नॉट गेट किल्ड. So before doing the chlorination process, we should understand or we should know what is the chlorine demand of that particular water. ज्या पाण्याचं आपण क्लोरिनेशन करणार आहोत त्या पाण्याचा क्लोरीन डिमांड किती आहे तो आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी माहीत असणं गरजेचं आहे. अँड वन्स वी गेट दिस व्हॅल्यू ऑफ क्लोरीन डिमांड, त्याच्यानंतर आपल्याला पाण्यामध्ये क्लोरीनची डोस, क्लोरीनची क्वांटिटी आपण किती टाकायला पाहिजे हे आपल्याला त्या ठिकाणी लक्षात येतं. ओके, and then when we add the excess chlorine inside the water, excess than the chlorine demand, then that pathogens are going to get killed which are present in the water. Okay, see here, after chlorine demand is fulfilled, chlorine will appear as a free available residual chlorine. हा नंतर त्या ठिकाणी क्लोरीन जो राहिलेला क्लोरीन आहे तो अवेलेबल होतो कशासाठी, फॉर द डिसइन्फेक्शन पर्पज. ओके, this will then serve as a disinfectant to kill the pathogens present in the water. म्हणजे याचं ऑक्सिडेशन झाल्यानंतर जो बाकीचा क्लोरीन आहे that chlorine will act as a disinfectant to kill the pathogens present in the water. Therefore, the chlorine demand is the difference between the amount of chlorine added to the water and quantity of free available chlorine remaining at the end of the specific period of the time. Are you getting my point? Generally, for most water, now here हे क्लोरीन डिमांड म्हणजेच काय आता जी आपण डेफिनेशन वाचली क्लोरीन डिमांडची दॅट डेफिनेशन इज नथिंग बट दिस इज द फॉर्म्युला फॉर दॅट सो क्लोरीन डिमांड इज नथिंग बट इट इज द डिफरन्स ऑफ क्लोरीन ॲडेड जो आपण क्लोरीनचा डोस आपण पाण्यामध्ये ॲड केलेला आहे आणि ॲड केल्यानंतर त्या ठिकाणी ते जे ऑर्गॅनिक आणि इनऑर्गॅनिक इम्प्युरिटीज त्यांचं ऑक्सिडेशन झाल्यानंतर जो काय क्लोरीन शिल्लक राहिलेला आहे दॅट इज नथिंग बट रेसिड्युअल क्लोरीन ह्या दोन्हीचा डिफरन्स म्हणजेच काय या ठिकाणी क्लोरीन डिमांड. ओके, मॅथमॅटिकली जर आपण या ठिकाणी सांगायचं म्हटलं फॉर एक्झाम्पल या ठिकाणी आपण 10 ml ओके और व्हॉट इज द युनिट फॉर दॅट 10 ml पर लिटर एवढं जर आपण त्या ठिकाणी क्लोरीन टाकलं असेल पाण्यामध्ये किंवा PPM दिस अनदर युनिट 10 mg पर लिटर एवढं जर आपण क्लोरीन फॉर एक्झाम्पल या पाण्यामध्ये टाकलं आणि आफ्टर सम टाइम इफ द रेसिड्युअल क्लोरीन थोड्या वेळानंतर जर आपण त्या ठिकाणी पाण्यामध्ये क्लोरीन किती प्रेझेंट आहे हे जर आपण चेक केलं अँड इफ दॅट क्वांटिटी इज कम हॅज अ 2 mg पर लिटर मग हे राहिलेलं 8 mg पर लिटर हे क्लोरीन कुठे गेलं मग where it has been utilized that 8 mg per liter chlorine has been utilized for the oxidation of the organic and inorganic impurities present in the water. ओके, ते पाण्यामध्ये जे ऑर्गॅनिक आणि इनऑर्गॅनिक इम्प्युरिटीज प्रेझेंट होत्या त्याचं ऑक्सिडेशन करण्यासाठी हा क्लोरीन त्या ठिकाणी वापरलेला आहे अँड दॅट क्वांटिटी ऑफ ऑक्सिजन विच हॅज बीन युज्ड फॉर oxidation of organic and inorganic impurities, that quantity of chlorine is called as the chlorine demand. त्याला आपण काय म्हणतो chlorine demand. Or this formula it can be rearranged and it can be written like this chlorine dose. Okay, आपल्याला जर chlorine dose काढायचा असेल तर आपल्याला तो कसा काढता येईल. Let us take this residual chlorine on the left hand side and here we will get the chlorine dose as chlorine dose is equal to chlorine demand plus residual chlorine. Okay, so this is the formula. So we are going to solve the problem based upon this formula. Okay, so take your notebook open करा आणि त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला हा फॉर्म्युला आपल्याला लिहून काढायचा आहे. बिफोर दॅट let us write down the title disinfection. Notebook मध्ये title लिहा disinfection. Then write down methods of disinfection, this title. In that write down these methods, physical methods, chemical methods. Methods of disinfection. Yes, it is here. Physical method first. In physical method, first one, disinfection by heat, and second, disinfection by light. Then comes the chemical methods. In chemical method, first one is the oxidizing chemicals. In oxidizing chemicals, we have the halogens like chlorine, bromine, iodine. Then next oxidizing agent is ozone. Then other oxidants like potassium permanganate. And hydrogen peroxide. Next is next chemicals, metal ions like silver and copper ions. Next is alkalis and acids. And next surface active chemicals. Right on next title, chlorination. Chlorination. Right on title next, disinfecting action of chlorine. Disinfecting action of chlorine. Then write down the chemical equation. Cl2 plus H2O equals to HOCl plus HCl. Then write HOCl equal to, this is the reversible reaction depending upon the pH. HOCl equal to H positive plus OCl negative. Next, write down title chlorine demand. Chlorine demand. And write down this formulas. Chlorine demand is equal to chlorine dose minus residual chlorine, or chlorine dose is equal to chlorine demand plus residual chlorine. Chlorine dose is equal to chlorine demand plus residual chlorine. Is there? So next write down here chlorine dose. Write down this formula. Chlorine dose mg per liter is equal to chlorine usage mg per day chlorine usage mg per day divided by rate of flow q liter per day. So this day will get cancelled and the unit will be mg per liter. So this will be chlorine dose is equal to chlorine usage divided by rate of flow in liter per day. So our next point is forms of application of chlorine. Right on the title, forms of application of chlorine. So how this chlorine gas is used or chemical is used in the treatment process. So this chlorine, it can be used in either powder form, it can be used as in gaseous form, or it can be used in the liquid form. Okay, it can be applied in various forms. So what are that various forms? First one is as a bleaching powder. Okay, you might have heard this name bleaching powder that we use in water treatment and for other disinfection purpose. Bleaching powder or calcium hypochlorite. Its chemical name is calcium hypochlorite. Write down this. Write down this name form bleaching powder. And what is chemical formula? Ca in bracket OCl twice calcium hypochlorite. This contains 33.33% of chlorine. Bleaching powder. Okay. Next is as a chloramine. Second form of chlorine is as a chloramine. It is a compound of ammonia and chlorine. So less than 1 minute is remained. The session may end at any time. You have to rejoin once again. Write down as a chloramines. Then as a free chlorine gas,